Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jonas Hagenvald, otherwise known as Missing Identity. And this is my first little tutorial here on Music Marketing TV. So I hope you will enjoy my little stay here, and I hope to be able to give you more good content in the future. Today I want to show you a plugin called Dialog made by Wave Arts. And this is what it looks like when you open it up. It's basically just a selection of effects that you usually use processing vocals. So this plugin is mainly used for any processing of any recording of human voices, so to speak. So let's go through all the different effects we have on here. First off, we have a low pass and high pass filter, a compressor, an equalizer, a limiter, a de-esser, de-noise, and de-plode, which is wind and rumble noise reduction, and a de-hum section. And to be honest, I haven't quite been able to figure out exactly what the de-hum function is doing. Just by guessing, judging by the sound of it, I'm guessing it's phasing out some sort of noise that I haven't had to get rid of. But that's just pure speculation from my part. Like I said, I don't know what that's actually doing, so I will just skip going over that entirely, and you can read about it if you want to learn more. Now, to show the speed of this plugin, because that's mainly the use I've had for it, because I can do all this stuff, but it just takes me like 1 hour or more to do it. With this plugin I can do it in 10-15 minutes, no problem. So this is a great time saver for me, especially when I'm working a lot with vocals. So I'm gonna be showing you this plugin on a raw recording I've been doing with a friend of mine, Julia. She's called Lulablue, and she's just like a great singer. She's one of the best singers I know. So if you want to hear more from her, I suggest you check her out on Facebook or SoundCloud or YouTube. She's mostly active on YouTube and Facebook. So yeah. So here is the raw vocal that we're going to be working with.
Quite so wonderful, quite understandable, quite so wonderful, quite understandable.
All right. Now, what do we need to change here? Well, we need to get rid of those low frequencies that we're not hearing, but they're actually in the mix. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm just going to enable the high pass filter. I'm going to roll it up to about 150 Hertz. I usually just listen to the vocal and go as high as possible there without, as soon as I hear a difference in the sound, I just roll it down a bit and keep it there. But we're just going to do 150 Hertz. As you can see, we have like as a standard, we have like a just surgical cut in the frequencies here. I don't usually use this. You can if you want to, but I usually prefer to just have a bit of a smoother slope here. So I just click here on the brick wall filter type, and I usually like to keep it around here. So that's good. We can enable the high pass filter as well if you want to, but we're not going to do that. Over to the equalizer. We start off with a 1-band equalizer. If you click on a band, you have all the controls down here. So we have the band type. Let's go through those. We have a low shelf band, high shelf, resonance low shelf. And keep in mind, in these first low pass and high pass filters, we don't have a width option here. You have to change it to a resonance low shelf or high shelf, and you get the width to get some of those resonance peaks in there. So we have that, and we have a vintage low shelf, vintage high shelf, low pass, high pass, notch filter, a band pass filter, and a P-metric band. So we're just gonna keep this as a P-metric band. We're gonna roll it up to around about 1.5 kilohertz. Lower the decibels about 4 or 5 decibels, maybe 3 or 4. So, and just raise the width a bit. So we're gonna have a very wide band, just rolling up those mid frequencies a little bit. Now to add a second band, you just double click. You can have as many as you want, or maybe I think the maximum here is 11 bands. So yeah, but we're just gonna up the frequencies above 10 kilohertz. So for that, of course, we need a high shelf. So we just change it to a high shelf, and there we go. We're done. Compression, just a regular compressor. We have gain control, threshold control, ratio, release, and attack control. We're gonna up the gain a little bit and lower the threshold to about 20 decibels or so, up the ratio and lower the attack, and we are done. That's about what I do on most vocals. So here's the sound with the vocal right now.
Quite so wonderful, quite understandable.
And you can see we're not overdoing the compression here. It still sounds natural. We still have some of those dynamics left. So we're not getting more than, you know, -6 or -12 decibels gain reduction here. So I'm just gonna play it without the compression here.
Quite so wonderful,
And with.
quite so wonderful.
So I would say that's pretty good. So we're gonna keep it like that. Limiter, we're gonna keep that the same as well. Just keep it at 0 decibels, just to make sure nothing is clipping above 0 decibels. Over to the de-esser. It's your standard de-essing. You can choose the hertz here, the frequencies, and you can monitor them if you want to. So sorry about that. So yeah, we monitor that. I think 5 kilohertz is about right here. We're gonna lower the threshold to about 20, so that's quite a bit. We never want to overdo the de-essing, because you know, you want to keep that natural sound, but just reduce the S's a little bit. So I'm gonna lower the threshold, lower the reduction, up the frequencies a bit, and I'm gonna keep the release and attack as is. So here is the sound with the de-essing.
Quite understandable.
So you can see it's just barely touching.
Quite understandable.
So this is good. We have great monitoring over what we're doing. And we have, you know, still a good view of the main output, so we know exactly what we're doing. We're not overdoing anything. And the de-essing is just slightly touching those strong S's. So that's exactly what we want. Now, the denoise. This is a bit different from what I've been using. I usually have to set the levels of the denoise myself. But in this, you just play it during silent parts. So you can see here I'm playing. We have a little bit of background noise, and you just press learn. And there you go. If you up the amount, you can see it working there. Just getting rid of that background noise. I usually just keep it down a little bit so we have some of that background noise left, but just a little bit. And that's usually what I do with the vocals. Of course, I've done this a little bit faster than usually, just for the sake of time in this tutorial. But I hope you got a good view of the functions in this plugin and that you learned how this can improve your workflow greatly when working with vocals. And of course, after this you can add, whatever you want, reverb, delay, the usual stuff, just to improve the vocals a bit more. But this is about what I usually do with the vocals, and I usually do this in like an hour or more, like I said, just using separate plugins, and I have to switch back and forth, viewing what the compression is doing, making sure it's not overdoing anything when I'm adding more, and it's just a hassle. So this has been great, and I really recommend this plugin for anyone using just working with vocals. And then if you want to use this, you have a and B section here. So you can have two different types of vocal processing. You can switch between them, just comparing it, if you want to do that. And also bypass, of course, so you can listen to the before and after. So let's do that real quick.
Quite so wonderful.
That's a clean vocal. This is processed.
Quite so wonderful.
Oh, sorry, the other way around. But yeah.
Quite so wonderful.
Yeah, so that's it for me. My name is Jonas Hagenvald, again, or otherwise known as Missing Identity. I hope you've enjoyed this first tutorial of mine here on Tip and Tricks. And I will see you again shortly, I hope. Thanks, bye.